And here we go. Boom, boom. Let's start this. There we go. Copy link address. Let's pop this into Discord. Hit enter. Bounce, bounce, ba-dum. Let me drag this over here. That way we got it. And let me also check on this. All right. What's up, everyone? Give me a bit. I am just getting everything set up. I did not realize how long it's been since I actually did a video. Crazy. But there's been a lot going on. I have been working and developing the new ToxicHustle website, getting things in play. So let me go ahead and do this. What's up, everyone? Welcome to ToxicHustle CryptoPlunder. This is ToxicThoughts. My name is J Tragic Jeffrey. This is where I dump my brain on the internet in Toxic Thoughts and just kind of give you my thoughts of things that are going down at the, in the world at the moment and the business decisions I make around that. Right now, one of the things I'm getting ready to roll out is the new site. So I've been gone and I didn't even realize it had been weeks. I've just been concentrating on trying to get to the launch date of trying to do it by Black Friday and realizing I have so much more to do. So I got to push it back even further. But I'm going to show you why, and I'll give you all a preview of some of the things and of the new platform I'm working with, a bunch of developers. They're building this software, and I'm kind of working on some of the software with them, getting some components built in. But we'll get into a second. But what I wanted to do was talk about what's going on in the market, because we got to deal with the fact that I've been, let me pull up my, let me pull up Zip. So today's topic, I missed it by that much. This is Maxwell Smart back in the day, my parents' day, really. The beginning of television or media, as far as for mass consumption. This, I feel like in last week, and I'm gonna show you in the Discord, some of the things that I was looking at, and the reason why I feel like I missed it by a week, why I think it's only been a week, is because last week I made some statements where I was saying that in the Discord saying that the market it's fighting to not prove me right, as far as this being last week being a significant dip week, but it didn't happen, right? So I had a dip, but not significant. So let's go to the charts, right here, right? So you see this? We had an up week. This is supposed to have been a significant dip week. That did not happen. This is supposed to be my significant up week. That's currently not happening. Why? I believe we missed it by 1 week. That's why I said I think we missed it by this much. Because I like to say I want 3 positions. Usually this should have been over here, and I would have never kept anything right by itself. But that's just how it played in 2017, that it was right back to back. Right after a significant dip, there was an immediately significant pop-up. Now, what I'm going to do is live on the air, I'm going to make adjustments on this because I do feel we are a week behind where this one was. And what I'm going to do is check to see, the 15th, this is an expiration week. This is when it's supposed to dip. Now let's go to expirations. The settlement date is the 29th. So I don't, so yeah, so the 29th is going to be the next run up right before this. So it's the 29th. So I needed to position this on the chart, and I did not. Right here is the 29th. So the green should actually be right here. So I'm going to make that change and make the adjustments. All right, so I'm going to move this over to here, and then I'm going to move this green over to the 29th, so that is when the run up is going to actually happen. And then we've got that significant dip. So I'm going to move this right here to the 29th. So that's from where it was. I moved it over one place, two places. That's where our significant run up will be. And then this, I'm going to move over. Well, I'm going to leave it where it was, actually. So I'm going to leave this here, because what do we always say? Whenever we had a significant dip, it's within these two blocks that I think that dip's going to happen. Right? So within 1-2 blocks of wherever it's going to be. So even here, you see that it's still a dip. Here, within 2 blocks, 1-2. You got a run up, but we had 2 blocks. Here, 2 blocks, 1-2. So I've been catching them exactly where they were, because I was also positioning them with the options. But I thought this wasn't going to play out the same way. I thought because the options were expiring last week that we would have it, but we had so much of a momentum surge. No, it took an extra day or extra week, but we have the sign of the dip right here. So we do have our dip. The dip was here. It took an extra week to get there, but I'm gonna leave it where it is and let this dip play out. And then we're gonna have our run up, which I moved over 2 places over to where the expirations are. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave a note. Let me just do this real quick. And then this is going to be 11/16. And adjusted run up to match options OBTI expiration. All right, so I did leave the fact that I called in June that this was going to happen. But look, I called a long shot. Like, this was called back here, and I didn't make any adjustments since June because I've been focusing on other things. I should have adjusted this to fit more closely to what I thought that this was still going to play out the same way. I should have adjusted to be able to say, look, this dip is still going to fall within this 3 bars, and the dip fell within the 3 bars. So dip's happening now. Run-up's going to be on the 29th, but it will potentially start early. We've now kissed this line, and we're pulling back up. So I'm not even going to trip, because like I told y'all, this right here is the last run-up. So wherever we're at, when it comes up to this run-up, we've got like this little pump. So within this pump right here is my exit position. Whenever we run back up, wherever it freaking falls, I don't care. I'm getting out of the market, because December is, if they've been able to suppress it like this, I can't do nothing about it. Right? Like I told y'all, I was expecting 100K. And I'm still expecting the 100K, but I don't know when that snapback, clapback's going to look like. And I'm in profitability any damn way. But like I said, I'm going to wait, because I know that there's one more significant pump. and the charts have not failed me thus far. And I'm not going to sit there and go against the charts for what I know is the cyclical play of Bitcoin during a halving cycle. Just the way it's going to be. So I've made the positions, I've made my adjustments, and this video is basically to say I missed it by that much. All right. So let's get into other things. So E2 seems to be delayed. After I did that work stream, what was it? Oh yeah, the mobile industry is getting into digital space as far as bandwidth and the Internet of Things. So this whole thing that I've been talking about as far as hardware being important. Now this week I'm going to be putting one of my the new helium miners is going to go into the office. I'm actually going to be heading to the office probably in a couple. No, it'll be soon. It'll be in the next day or so. I'm gonna head to the office, get that thing rolling out. I just been so busy with this code. It's hard to be IT and code at the same time. So I'm going to get that thing installed. I just have not had time to do so because I wanted to get the site up. So Gala Gala has been the best purchase that I've done thus far of a node. And I know it's expensive now. So that's why I would wait and see what's going to happen in the spring when hardware prices and crypto prices drop and see whether or not getting a node is cheaper. Verbal Art Test was doing some plays. Art Test, man, need you to keep doing these plays, man. Because I mean, I'm interested in seeing some of the way that you're moving. So go ahead and keep dropping those, man, because it's definitely I'm gonna hit you on Cash Lane and pull you back in because you got some good plays that have come out. Also, I've been keeping an eye with Johnny J Bravo, his channel. I actually also got his investment course as far as swing trading, so I'll be looking into that come in December. I'm gonna start going through the stuff that I've gotten from him, and I've got some stuff hardware that I have to build. There's the reason why I want to get the website up is so I can get the blueprints out for the Raspberry Pis. Also, I can start showing y'all some of the tools that I'm looking at as far as low code, no code development tools. Um, that's going to be big as portions of the training stuff that's going on to the website. So what I'm working on for Toxic Hustle is I'm building the platform, the Toxic Hustle's media platform. So how the whole content management system or content media system. I don't want to say management system because this is unlike any other content management system out there. We are really a content media system, right? We're a media management system, really, or MMS, media management system, which we want to manage media, right? But thinking in that regards, I've had to change how I code or what this is or what am I building? Because now you're not building a website. Now you're not building just an app. Now you're not building a community. Now you're building something that's a bit of all of it. And of course, then you're going to have the service side of it. So there will be subscriptions and there will be also shopping or marketplaces, right? So it's kind of thinking, how do I build a marketplace within a marketplace where not only is the marketplace how I make money, but because I can create other commerce entities inside the platform, everybody can do exactly the same thing I'm doing. So in me creating that portion of the platform, that's what I believe is a business. You eat your own dog food, right? Don't try to sell something to somebody else that you're not willing to do for yourself, right? Because at the end of the day, your clients may not be there. So how do you make money? And then how you make money, then when your clients want to talk to you, now you're not beholden to clients. I can be honest with my clients. I'll tell a client, well, this might not be a good idea right now. I'll walk away from business. That doesn't make sense for me. Oh, I want you to develop this website. What's the site for? Oh, we're developing da 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 da. How? What's your budget? Oh, it's gonna be da 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 da. No, it's not worth it. Sorry, can't do it. I can give you some other people to do it. Well, why can't you do it? Because it's not worth my time. Not as a negative thing. Is that I need to be able to make other people, the people that work with me, other designers, if there's not enough for for other people to eat, only for me to eat, then that means I'm self-employed. And the goal is, when I'm dumping my brain, is for y'all to see the mind state of when you have given up being self-employed. See, I'm no longer even remotely thinking about how does my business work. No, I've got to think, okay, how many businesses can I stick within my business model? How many separate business models can fit within my business model? Because I want diversification and how I can earn revenue. Look, we talk blockchain, we talk crypto. And like I told you, right now we've got one last pump for the year and then it's over. I've got to figure out how to move money as far as real estate before real estate prices go belly up. I've got to figure out how to offload. What am I going to do with to build up paper as far as just cash flow, to have a cash reserve of fiat. And then at the same time, everybody's like, oh, gold, 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 gold. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think we're going to be flaking off bits of gold to go buy things at the grocery store. I don't think that's going to happen here. So I'm not going to hedge 100% on that. But my goal for quote unquote gold is really just tangible services, right? What can I offer that earns revenue long term? You know what the hardest position to have, y'all? The hardest position to have is thinking how you can work without moving. That when it doesn't take physical labor. Do you know how hard that is? To try to come up with reoccurring income without moving a muscle. How do you sit down, earn it, and consistently earn it? Then how do you create a system for it? And then how does that system earn you consistently? And how is it your own and you not piggybacking off somebody else so that it's yours? You become the bar that they chase after. Then what do you need then? Because then they're only chasing your dust. They're only coming after what you've created to keep you going. So what do you need? Then build that. That's what I've been working on. But once I'm done with that, I'm going to have content. And then I'm going to have to put that content out. And how I feel about that content. When I watch certain things like this, and I can discuss those things. So I'm keeping an eye on the system, but I'm also showing y'all in the Discord, link in the description, Musical Geniuses Cash Lane Discord. I'm also showing you just like who I watch, the Modern Investor. I watch the Economic Ninja. Right, and then of course, I always put news into things that I'm seeing. Labor shortage, Machines are going to be taking over for humans. That seemingly is what we're dealing with. The transition to digital, this transition for not moving. You're not going to do the work yourself. This ain't going to be about you or me. It's going to be about what machines. And then where are you going to make money out? You're going to have to make money elsewhere. I'm watching the US housing market. I'm watching how everybody's screaming out the word metaverse. Didn't I say it? Haven't I been talking about it? Why are we creating a gaming channel? Because we're going to be selling digital content. Let me show you a layer of what I realize in Second Life. If you broadcast inside the game and as a DJ, you're just a DJ in the game. And if you get paid to just be a DJ in the game, what are you? You're a DJ. What if you're doing multiple DJ gigs throughout multiple multiverses and you're paid quite handsomely in whatever that virtual world's currency is? What if you were getting 200 a night? Virtual world currency, but it was pegged to the US, like not even pegged, it was equivalent of a US dollar. Or what if you were getting 50 a night? Let's just say, what if you got $50 a night to sit on a computer and DJ for an hour? So you literally got $50 for the night. What if you did that in two different multiverses or 3 different multiverses? Same show, same set in 3 different multiverses. What if you could be in all of them at the same time? So literally that 1 hour you're getting the $50 in 5 different places at once for the same show, for the same stream. Y'all, that will change the perspective of who's the DJ. That's going to change the perspective of who is the virtual entertainer. I'm telling you, this is coming. And like I said, y'all go back and start watching those videos on CNBC about Second Life. I'm going to see if I can find them for you. But the videos on Second Life will be it'll be like watching MySpace before Facebook. Seeing what MySpace was, look at the first videos about MySpace, and then see what Facebook became, and then see if you can see the trend. Real estate. All these companies are making real estate bets. And now we're going to have more people in the United States flying in here to buy more real estate. Nobody's living in it. They think that real estate prices will continue to go up until they don't. And they're already starting to stutter step. People have taken equity out of their home. I'm still right up here. Crypto will be the currency of the metaverse. Flippy the robot got an upgrade 2.0, more automation in the kitchen. I'm looking at Flippy for our culinary business. That's the reason why I'm learning Linux. It's the reason why I'm learning automation on a bigger scale. Why I'm learning APIs, why I'm learning Node.js. I'm learning how I can build my own systems and how I interact with regular software. And then it's just triggering variables that could then trigger mechanical software. When you see this variable, do these actions. When you see these variable, do these actions. And keep following the variables as I tell you to do them. And I'll have this master controller that controls the actions of this variable machine. That's why I tell y'all about Node.js. That's why I tell you about the programs that I use. And I'm going to show you some other stuff today. I haven't done this for a while, so I'm kind of like just catching up. This is Illuvium, one of the games I was telling you about. That price right there is crazy. I wonder what Illuvium's price is now. Hold on. Let me check. Hold up. Let me check that out. Let me check that out. Give me a second. New window. And let's go. Wait. Let's go to CoinGecko. Better yet. And let's go IL Illuvium in a new tab. All right, it's dropped down since the last time, but it's still over $1,000. But that's only because Bitcoin's pulling it down right now. So, as I was saying, Illuvium's price had gone up, and that's a game. That's a virtual world, right? That's a game that's going to be like the 3D Pokemon. Like I said, where is the games going to be played? Who's going to be, what the music's going to be? What streamers are going to be playing what music? There is so many opportunities for musicians right now to be in these multiple gaming verses and having their content circulating. But that's the reason why we're building a catalog for all this. Because I want to know, where is my content circulating? Who's interested in that content? Where is a video getting the most traction? What game or title of a game or keyword for a game is seemingly getting me the most visibility for a particular piece of media that went out, and why? Is that game pumping? Is something happening that I don't know? See, now we can be on the pulse of what's going on. Right, so Illuvium, the gameplay came out. Let's see, Metaverse coins. I'm gonna have to look at that. Oh yeah, Efinity. Esco, forgot about that. I forgot about that too, Esco. Yep. 2030. What the world's gonna look like in 2030. Y'all should check that video out. Just scroll up in your cache lane. It's in there. You should check out definitely what's going to be coming in 2030. What there's definitely multiple initiatives in multiple cities, states, countries that they have 2030, 2040, and 2050 initiatives. I would watch those videos so that you can see basically what they're gunning for. If they get there, yay. If they don't, they won't. But they're looking at it as a potential for the potentiality of it. 1 in 4 Americans to lose their jobs in November. We're going to see what the jobs numbers look like at the end of this cycle. Let's see. They're going after DeFi and in that legislation shit. Coffee farm. So coffee's going to be more expensive. Final Fantasy creator Square is getting into the NFT space. All games are going to have to. And all gaming companies are going to have to. It's going to be the only way these companies will make money. Don't care how they feel about it. Nobody can care. Do you think a business thought that they would have to have a website to survive a few years ago? Like, if you did not have a website, you didn't matter. Now you can have a website and you still don't matter, because there's billions of websites out there, and then there's billions dying like stars in the night. What we have to realize is that the web as we know it is over. It's a wrap. And all these marketers are scrambling and they don't even know it yet. I mean, they're still pumping money into like Facebook ads and Google ads And none of that shit's important. What am I doing and what am I telling y'all to do? Start going into these discords and looking at what these teams are doing. Start watching the communities that are generating their coins and their games and their own economies. Because it isn't going to matter. Soon there'll be something that ties the games. So there'll be some network to tie the games together. Whenever that happens, that'll happen. We don't have an internet of games yet. But there will be some internet of games where their assets from one game will move to whatever multiverse you're looking at. And I haven't even watched Ready Player One. I need to watch it because I know a lot of my homeboys keep telling me, "Oh, you need to watch. You need to watch." And I was like, "Y'all, all you have to do is watch Terminator and see the end of Terminator and see how the destroyed city used to look, and realize, yes, you're gonna have some real fancy ish." But the end game is the humans against the machines. And then there's humans who merge with machines. That's really all I'm dealing with. I'm watching that play out. I'm watching Revelations play out. You know, the whole, it's going to be in your hand and your head type beats. So as I'm watching this play out, I know how the game plays. We've watched The Matrix. We've seen The Terminator. And what's the other thing? Attack the Body Snatchers or some ish? Oh, Resident Evil, right? So if you watch all the things that they pre-programmed you for, you already know. Even the one with Tom Cruise. Minority Report. So I really don't need all the other stuff. It's just like, okay, yeah, and then you get to play a game probably, and you have credits and all that other stuff. I have to watch it to see the other portions of it, but I kind of get it. Then all you have to do is watch a Second Life documentary, and that's like watching Web 1.0. If you just watch a Second Life documentary, that's pretty much where we're heading towards. And I did it. I lived it. And what I'm seeing now and what I've told everyone, as soon as if our real life turns like Second Life and everything goes digital, I'm going to be able to show a lot of motherfuckers how to do this. Because then it's going to be, not to say easy, but you got to understand, as a creator, if you make music, if you make art, if you write code, if you do anything that has intellectual property, you're going to win in a media world. When you go media world, nothing else effing matters. Look, we're not going to be physical beings. That's just not going to happen right now. Are we more physical or less physical? You're sending thoughts through your texting to a friend through the air, and they're reading it. Y'all are doing telepathy. You know, technology is no different than magic. Imagine somebody a couple centuries ago seeing you pull out a device and you talk to somebody across the street, and then you're both communicating back and forth, and then somebody walks across the street and tells you the conversation y'all were just having. They would look at you like you were damn, they would want to hang you and burn you to the stake and say you're a witch. When I first got into technology was only because my staff sergeant told me to get into Microsoft at $5 a share back in 92, 93. And I didn't do it. When I came out of the military by 95, the computers were everywhere. And I had told him, nerds were the only people who were going to have computers in their house. Now everybody has one in their hand. A little baby knows how to do this ish now. And that's what we have to understand. This thing is transitioning straight to digital. Everything we see is going to be digital. How we play in this game is going to be digital. You're not going to be moving to make money. Machines are going to be making money for you. So how many IP addresses do you have running to make you money? Not people. Computers. You're going to have to spin up your own ish. There's other companies in China failing. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, And I don't know how many of y'all are gonna pay heed to it, but if you're playing with USDT or Tether, my suggestion is that after the cycle ends, November 29th, the week of the 29th, the last week of December, first week of December, that last week of November, I'm out of here. Remember, last week November, first week December, I'm out. So when that goes, it does its last pump. If it gets to 90, I'm out. I'm begin my exit at 90, 95. And if it goes higher, yay. If it doesn't, whatever. But I am getting out. I'm in profitability zone regardless. So once that happens, I'm then converting my USDT into USDC. I'm then moving my currencies into my Coinbase accounts. And then I'm going to hold them in my Coinbase accounts or into my own wallets. Really, I'll move them to my wallet, my own private, our own company wallets. And then we'll move them back into like Coinbase or any of the other trading accounts to start trading as it bounces in spring. But the reason why I say that is that potentially a lot of this Chinese debt might be locked into real estate. And as real estate crunches down, I don't want anything to do with that. Watching real estate around the world, right? So Dublin, Vancouver, prices are scaling everywhere. This is not just an American problem. But we're not in a bubble. More and more people are not able to pay their bills. More and more people are being evicted out of their homes internationally as the feds across the globe are starting to do their easing on spending. Prices still skyrocketing, money still being dumped into an oversaturated market. I'm going into cash as much as possible to get out the market. China has more problems than just what's going on with real estate. Their railways are going broke. Billions of dollars are being spent. Again, to keep up the illusion of prosperity. We're going to have to deal with illusions, y'all. Magicians of mass deception no longer can keep their illusions up. Hollywood, right? What is Hollywood? Is that not the wood that you cast spells with witches cast spells? Hold on. I didn't want to do a 3 a.m., but something just jumped on my spirit. Spells. Boop, 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 boop. Hollywood tree. Boom, from ancient Rome, centuries. Burp, burp, burp. Burp, burp, burp. If I'm not mistaken, it's a type of tree. Boom. So Hollywood is a tree. Shrub. And it was also used by witches. Hollywood used for wands. Wands in a book. Hollywood, wand, Hollywood, hand card sculptures, no. Wizards, Hollywood wizards with magic wands. They don't want me to see this right now, or they want you to see this right now, but that's usually is the wood that was used for wands and making wands. Now, why do I say that? I say that because the illusion is everything is okay, right? Let's spend all this money in China. And I'm not bashing on China just to bash on China. I'm just showing you where our money's been going. These bankers, the investors, they've all sunk all of their money. Charlie Munger, which is Buffett's partner in crime, just sank more money in China just last month. On television, CNBC telling everybody, I'm doubling down. These people just know how to do. This dude is like damn near 100 and still thinks he understands digital money. Buffett barely understood the internet. It took Bill Gates, and I read the autobiography, that's how I know. Warren Buffett has an autobiography called The Snowball. It's how he invests. It's how he finds these scrap companies. He'll be fine through a Great Depression because he came up through that. Like, he's been waiting for this for years. That's why he's going all to cash. While everybody's laughing at him, he's going all to cash. Everybody's holding cash because he's going to pick apart at every cigarette butt company he can find. Anything that's got one or two last gasps of breath in them, he's been waiting for. That's why he ain't gone nowhere. And this man eats nothing but fast food. Look at us. We eat fast food. We got diabetes. He eat fast food, drink nothing but soda, and that Skeletor is fine. But here is the gaff, y'all. China's got railways that they spend billions of dollars on, and who's traveling, yo? And they building more of them, and building more of them, and building more of them. Where's the cash coming from, y'all? Well, we know there's some problems with logistics now. The problem with cement now. We're going to stop teaching these people how to do the starlit stuff. And all. We need y'all to get manual labor. But y'all got a broken infrastructure. Why? Y'all still got things collapsing and blowing up. Hyperinflation, when paper looks like. Thank you, Sears Kid, for having that. Where you can see what it looks like when you can just throw away money. Big ass crate of money. As we keep printing, I'm not saying that we're going to go into some crazy Great Depression thing, but for a lot of people right now, that is what's happening. People are being pushed out from underneath over underpasses, right? This is a video I put into the Cash Lane Discord about what it looked like in like the Bronx and DC and all these other places. Detroit, excuse me. Where places were destroyed. It looked like bombs went off. And we're seeing neighborhoods begin to convert back that way. The infrastructure bill is basically a Band-Aid patch, y'all. They are going to try to make shit look good. I told you these are magicians. Masters of mass deception. See, media is nothing but the broadcasting of thoughts, y'all. And they've been bamboozling us with some bullshit for a while. See, I realized that when my father got his music stolen. I realized that when I was a kid and I watched what happened to him, how he took on to alcohol, how he got drunk all the time, and what that caused and the destruction it caused because intellectual property was stolen. But I saw something that they've taken off the web and I can't find no more. But I'm going to show you something that changed my life. And when I realized in 1999, 2000-ish time frame, that it was a wrap for the old music industry. This is what did it. And I can't find it anywhere, but there was a lawsuit for the remix. And if y'all go back in time, it was on mp3.com. One of the producers there had it there. Or he was in one of those rap boards that MG used to talk about. And I remember, like days long, that the producer sued. And what he had done was, since he had uploaded it online, that it was considered a venue. And because it was considered a venue and it was broadcasting, he was able to sue. And he had proof that he had released it into general public before that person even had the vicinity of a disc to have a write on disc date. Because back then you had floppy disks or you had CDs or you had to put it in the copyright office, right? So if you mailed it to copyrights, that's how you got your copyright. But what I realized was the minute you made a file on a computer and you can continue to prove what you've done all the way along the path, you can prove copyrights in a court of law. You just have to have burden of proof. So if I have the samples, if I have everything that makes up the song, including me humming it on my damn thing prior to it ever, like just uploading that and then working from that. That's what I'm building with ToxicHustle. Their system's broken, y'all. Broadcasting is what? Eyes, ears. The radios are what? Vibration waves that you've got to pay to get a plastic box in your house to hear music. What's changed? You now have a plastic box in your hand to hear music. Or metallic, whatever your phone is. Or whatever your TV is. This is the analog world that got wires run through it. The new Bronx, the new Manhattans, the new Californias. They're just old structures with new wiring. And the wiring that we're now going into is about to change. And that's why I said, when you look at what we're doing, principalities of the air, we do not wrestle with flesh, but with principalities of the air, people who control satellites or control devices that can do things over the air. What's going to be the fastest internet? It's going to be Wi-Fi 6 and 5G. Who is in position to do that? Helium. HNT. $47 right now. But I'm working on earning, not buying crypto. Worst case scenario, if I want to earn, y'all know what I'll do. I'll go to my bot. Let's see, is this it? Or is it this one over here? Hold on. Give me a second. There we are. What's this one? Is this one? Actually, it's not. Because I can't do it here. Hold on. Give me a second. Actually, no. I can do it with the other one. Hold up. I think. Yes, I can. With this one, right? This is Kucoin. Let's see if I have H and T here. They don't have helium? Let me go to trading. Hold on. Start a new one. New standard one. And then I'm going to come here and do, damn, they're not on here. Let me check where I would do this. Hold on, because I thought they were already on KuCoin. So HNT, the markets that HNT is there is on Binance, Crypto.com. So if I start a robot there, or Gate.io if I start a robot there. So, okay. So if I wanted to do this, then I'd have to change it up. Gotcha. Check this out. So basically, I have to go here. Boom. And if I had cash flow here, right, then I would just go ahead and put HNT, USDT, and then I could start trading it right here. And then I could earn my percentages in that trade using Bitsgap bots, right? Link in the description. I showed y'all how this makes money. This bot has been running for now 5 months. For the most part, 4 to 5 months is mostly 4 months. So we'll say mostly 4, but I got one that's 5 months. And in that time, it's done about 54% because it is trading on a BTC pair that's been fluctuating in price. But if you look at my USDT pairs, 15%, it made 24%. TCP, it went up 100%, but we made 138%. So it did another 38% on top. It ran up 200 and something percent. Oh, that's different because it's Kucoin. So I'm really just trading to get more Kucoin. On this one, we did 13%, but did 16%. This did 32%, 36%. So you can see anytime you trade with USDT during fluctuative or really shaky markets, that's going to make you the most money. Now, as you can see here with the ETH, I have this running. This went up 100%, but I've only done 45%. Again, the dips between when TEL goes down or when ETH goes down, you're not making consistent revenue, but I want more ETH. I'm earning more of that. So I earn 45% more ETH. So the reason why I'll do these plays, even though they don't make as much money if I just made it in USDT, is I just want to earn directly the ETH. Right, so USDT, you see 12%, 17%, USDT, 25%, 28%, CODI did 19, 22%, so it still does more. This one has not been moving, and this new one is 22%. That was just 2 months ago, and it's made an extra percentage on top. And these bots trade 24/7. I'm going to do my taxes on these come spring, so that I can get this to the government. This is what we have to do at this point, right? Between these trades, and like I told you, I'm using some of Jay Bravo's stuff. I'm watching his videos in December, mostly in December. I already purchased them because they were $200, so I went ahead and jumped on that. I'm also looking at other things. Right here. Okay, so carbon. They're making, because of all the things that's going on, China's making a leap over to carbon chips. I went and looked it up and found that, boom, carbon is potentially going to be replacing silicone. So I'm looking at companies and stocks for next year. Who's jumping into that carbon market? Because remember, what is going on? Carbon credits. So if you can sequester and store carbon someplace, i.e. a chip, you would get more money from the feds of the world or the international commerces of the world. Their whole goal and game now, y'all, and this is the dumb goofy-ish, is their goofy-ish now is that since we're going to do credits and everybody wants to do credits, their whole credits are we're going to suck it out the air, suck carbon out the air, put it into things, and then now we've sequestered it, give me credits. I'm going to make money on the product, and I'm going to get carbon credits. Goofy-ish. But this again goes to our transaction per second world, and this leading us more, like you see, more carbon gets pulled out of the air, they get more credits, the earth feels better, I guess, right? And then they make money selling the products on top. So it's a real grand hustle they're doing. Next thing, of course, blockchain gaming is going to be huge because esports is already huge. So let's not just deal with the fact that esports is huge. So imagine esports betting as it is now with crypto. Let's also deal with the fact that you can also earn in the game, and then soon there'll be NFTs of NFTs. Again, race car driving, Rev. Rev is a game that has cars that have NFTs for parts. So your wheels could be NFTs, and people will buy these and trade these parts. So that is another economy. And there's also media. Again, radio stations in these worlds, content in these worlds, commercials in these worlds, selling other products in these worlds. A tire company in the game could need a commercial made and need music for a commercial to be broadcast in the game while somebody's driving like Grand Theft Auto. We have to see the games we played and see that these ideas were, there was a scripted event and a scripted portion of this game that was set in stone for you. But now those blueprints are not going to be the real world, or at least the real digital world. With bandwidth, with everything opening up and speeding up, even webs. Like I was having a conversation with somebody and we were talking about the fact, I was like, he was trying to convince me that the web was, that I was trying to tell them, like, I was trying to tell him, hey, I think I want to build the site to be like the current internet, to cache, so right now, if you look at Google, the way you get search results is your web page has to be fast. So you have to be on the right platform. You have to be with the right speed. And if you have a content management system like WordPress, well, if you just don't have it caching or storing the page, like how you have a cache in your browser, but you have to clear your cache if something goes wrong on a site, or you want to delete something, or you want to log out of a site, you clear your cache. Well, the same thing, the server is caching these pages so it speeds it up. So basically, we're making static HTML pages. And what you see is a snapshot of the web. That's what we're doing right now. So I was like, well, I wanted to I'm building the new ToxicHustle. I was saying, well, I'm going to build it this way, the current way that we're dealing with. And he was like, well, why spend the time building that when you're going real time? And I was like, well, because the infrastructure in Google, he's like, what site are you going to be building on that you need to worry about with Google? Google's not in the metaverse. And then it hit me. He was right. The Google's not going to be in the metaverse. I'm not going to be searching a search engine in the metaverse with Google. I'm going to search the metaverse, or I'm going to get links or jump throughout the metaverse, or there'll be a search engine in there and Google could potentially be a reference to inside metaverses, but we'll see how that happens, right? It may be them or maybe it's not. Maybe it becomes a thing where you have these web pages that act like web environments, and then you click these web apps, and these web apps will be like your snapshots to your like magazines. So you'll like think of it like vacation destinations, right? Like if you want to go on vacation, so rather than you just going on a vacation, you would go to a portal like a Expedia, right? You'll do an Expedia.com, but it'll be for the metaverse. What's going on, Cebus? What's going on, Current? Right? So that is literally the idea of what this metaverse then becomes. Like how we make money in it is just how do we imagine we would make money in the real world? If I DJ, which I used to, and I can use DJ software, and I can get streaming software, and then I can stream audio into this metaverse, and then that I have some way of having that be streamed into the world in real time, and then I can have an avatar that's kind of like doing my dances and everything inside the world, kind of pre-programmed, but not really. Or I can even trigger it, where I can trigger certain moves via a keyboard or some type of touch portal, right? If I can do that, now all of a sudden I can have my own show and I can broadcast that through these multiple multiverses, no different than how these DJs rock shows at all these arenas that nobody's going to really want to go to if there's a threat that they might pass away. What we've been dealing with hip hop has been, hey, nobody wants our music in their venue no more anyway because, hey, we shoot up shit, right? So we've been dealing with the fact, before there was ever Rona, we were dealing with the fact of limited places for us to do a show. It was always someplace dangerous for us, and then we're ending up in the news. Oh, this rapper, up-and-coming rapper is gone because he had to be at a place that he didn't really want to be at because he had no choice but to do that. Because that's the only way you make money. You have to tour 300 and something days a year. Nobody wants to deal with the fact that that business model made no damn sense. Except for the guys that were at the top of the food chain to have the Ponzi scheme called the record industry exist because all they wanted, y'all, was loans. And when their loans they couldn't hold that ish up no more, the trick up no more, they sold the company to another one and got ate up. Seagram's pretty much eats up all the labels. What we're going to have to understand is that we have to make money. Because we've been taking debt. Even if you got loans, even if I get my business loans, they're still debt. I just know how to flip debt to my benefit. I flip it with tech. Been doing that for years. I took credit cards to do that stuff the last time. This time, the government's willing to give me loans. I barely have any credit. I mean, I barely have any debt now. Like, I'm cutting it down, especially in this market right now where everybody's jumping higher on debt. I'm reducing it. Why? Because now my credit rating looks even better than the average rating. This is a game, y'all, a digital one. The reason why I talk the way I talk to y'all is because I'm comfortable in this. I've never really made money the traditional way, not since 1999. When I started learning HTML during Thanksgiving dinner at my cousin's house, actually my aunt's house. And my cousin was cracking jokes at me. And I was like, you don't understand what's about to happen. This is going to be my new career. Oh, whatever. Okay. 2 years later, it was. I was working at Citibank Private Bank. That is where the bank's client, the private bank's client, is $5 million net worth or more. That's when I learned what assets really were. Confessions of a Record Producer is a book I suggest you read. I'm going to try to find it and see if I can put it into... I think I have it. Confessions. I know I spelled that all wrong. Of a Record Producer. Moses Avalon. I already know. So that tells you how dope a book is when you know inside and out who that person is. Like, I know it was by Moses Avalon. This book right here. 54. It really? I have this book. I could sell it for $54. Are you kidding? I have this book and I could sell it for $50 right now. It's on Kindle though. But I'm going to see if I can get my hands on the digital version for y'all. But this book right here, y'all, this book changed me. This one even has like it had it all set up to show you where the how the record industry is set up, what the contracts look like, the loopholes. This is all before 360 deals, y'all. Like, he was breaking down loopholes, and then 360 deals came, and I was like, y'all are dumb enough to just get caught with regular loopholes. Y'all are giving up your likeness now, all because of Prince changing his name to a symbol. He had found a bypass. That's the reason why I tell y'all I move different. So when I see things like taking sodium and making batteries, and I understand what's coming as far as this energy grid, and we're going to, at some point right now, energy is the greatest revenue generator on the planet. What is energy? Oil, coal, natural gases, right? They always talk about natural gas prices during the cold months. Those are the fluids that light, kerosene, petroleum. Then we've got hydrogen. But we're going to have these solid state batteries. We're going to start having these like these sodium based batteries. And I was thinking, hey, would be dope if you even worked with a desalination plant, to get fresh water out of the sea. If you have that byproduct of salt, what could you then do with the salt? Could you now turn it into batteries? I show you there's a hustle coming where you got to think it's scale. Hold on. Ooh. Been smoking my Delta 8s to get away from smoking. I've been hitting it via vapes to get away from flowers to stop all the coughing. So trying to get better with that. So the energy that we're dealing with is everything on this. If you look at every piece of real estate right now, I look at real estate right now as if you look at a circuit board. And that's kind of, let me show you what I mean. Let me show you a circuit board, right? Okay, I want you to look at this like this. Oops, hold on. This. And then, oh, yeah, I guess this. Yeah, this will work. All right, open a new tab. All right. Oh, it has to be that small. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Yeah, we got a bigger one. That's what she said. All right. Open image in a new tab. And it's not. You lie. You go ahead, you die. There we go. This will work. This should work. Open image in a new tab. There we go. All right. So when you see this, then I look at a neighborhood. From above. Do 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 do. There we go. This is kinda what I'm trying to you get. Do you get it? All right. So you see this pathways, and you see these nodules, right? Then you see these pathways, and you see these nodules, right? All these nodules on pathways, streets. All these nodules on pathways, streets. Okay? Good. Now, if you see this, then what if I put solar panels on this roof, this roof, this roof, this roof, this roof? Then what if I put storage walls on each one of these? Now, what if because of how we built the streets, we were able to get this wind channeling effect that would actually give us some kind of thing that we could have like going down the streets or on an alignment of a wall, that we created these draft points that could generate more energy through like wind walls, which I showed y'all in other videos, that they have these wind walls now. So what if you took that and you now get the wind, and you've got all this solar energy and all this storage for energy, because you can put that in storage facilities, right? Little storage boxes, little Tesla's got those little storage for your solar panels to store the energy. So now what do you have? Now, what if I now have Wi-Fi in these things, and I'm broadcasting across with helium networks, and now I'm created this network? You see what I'm getting at? This to me doesn't look like real estate to me. This is tech. I'm just looking at what they've left as shells that are pretty much empty and saying, how does this neighborhood pay for itself, y'all? Go back to 2008, 2006 with all these residential, like when they're starting to offload these properties, they don't know what to do with them, y'all, just to build them. There's, well, somebody's going to move in. If we build it, they will come. That's the jackassery we're going to be dealing with. The only difference is we're not in China, where it's a tofu dreg project. We can at least know that there's inspections, and we can at least get inspections ourselves, and we can verify that if we have a good neighborhood and those places should be up for about 10 years, you've got 10 years worth of solar, 10 years worth of energy, 10 years worth of digital transactions that could come out of a neighborhood. Now my goal is locking down neighborhoods for roofs and energy. Why are you telling us that, Traj? Because it's about damn time we all figured this shit out. And I can't do this shit by myself. And if you're already getting into real estate, well, then you'll be on the same page as me. And if you're buying the same coins and tokens as I am to be able to do the infrastructure, then won't our token reap the benefit for its practicality and usage? See, I tell you practical-ish. I'm doing this for the company. I am buying property for the company. I am going to retrofit that property for the company. I'll get loans from the government for that. I'm going to beat them in the head with this ish. I'm going to come at y'all with the same intent y'all come at us, except I don't have to come negative. I can change the energy. Somebody in the tribe had put that out, how Kanye used to talk about how he felt about Jesus walks. They said you could rap about anything except for Jesus. Oh no! All the radio producers were like, oh no, we can play it. We'll play it. Yeah, you have to play them. You have to play these fools like a fiddle because they think they're smarter than you. And that's cool for them to think it, but see, we've been playing into the stupidity to be able, for the image they wanted us to have. We've been playing this thugged out image for their entertainment. We're been nothing more, as my boy EJ would say, we're nothing but plastic puppets. And they've been pulling the strings and we've been playing right into it. Because we forgot who the hell we are. Don't say you Black Wall Street. Don't say it. If you ain't trading nothing, if you own nothing, if you're flipping nothing, if you're creating nothing, if you're financing nothing, stop that ish. Stop wearing the t-shirts. You're lying to yourself. Take that out your lexicon. Stop screaming more. More had commerce. Where's your commerce? Do you have ships? Those ships can be trucks, vehicles on the road navigating for you. Those ships can be the houses that you have. They're not ships, but you can call them vessels of commerce. Depends on your lexicon. If I put my car in my company name and then that car is driving for business purposes, it is now a vessel. Are we not under maritime law? Or are we just still playing cute and clamorous, as MG says? I thought this was maritime law. So if we are doing maritime law, then I'm going to stop being a dead straw man. The fastest way to stop being a dead straw man, unless you can pay for your straw man, which you see the national debt clock, right? National debt clock, right? Y'all ain't seen this, then y'all see what that per taxpayer, how much you owe, right? I just want you to understand the digits don't stop because you ain't seen it. The digits don't stop because you don't know that they exist or don't. I understood this years ago. I saw this back in 2000 something. This is the debt clock. This is how much you owe already. Yes, you. You're a taxpayer. You pay debt. You were born in dry dock. Do you not have a social security number? Are you not a vessel underneath their stewardship? If you go to the courts of their law, are you not under the rule of law, the demonstration, democracy, the rule of law? A demonstration of their rule of law. That's all democracy is. It's a demonstration, democracy of law. Here's your tax. This is how much you're paying. So the fastest way to punt this shit is incorporation. You know, flags type beats, you know, pirate flags, logos. How do you create a logo? You have to create a trademark, mark, money. Instead of the mark of the beast, you'll have your own mark. Instead of the computer mark, you'll have a mark of your own. Your own tradable mark. Trademark. God, we're so damn stupid. And Father said that. It's going to be as simple as a child to understand. But we want to be all up in our own ish. We want to think we know better. And that's exactly what Yeshua was trying to tell us. That no, you don't. You still on physical. Give unto Caesar what Caesar's, keep it moving. Those that say they are Judah but are not. This is what's going to happen about the time that when you see these things start to come to pass, you start seeing them, you're going to know, hey, there's going to be a system. The system's going to have its own mark. It's going to be a beast. It's going to be cold and calculating. It's not going to give a damn about you. You're going to know it by its number. It's going to be made by a man, and that number is 666. That is a configuration of a Unix file. Sixth letter of the Hebrew alphabet is Vav or W, WWW. Let's not be cute and clamorous. You're going to have it in your hand or in your head. What's Elon trying to do? Put it in your head. Do you not have your phone in your hand? Is your phone can pay? Do you have Google Pay or Apple Pay? It pays bills? Okay, there you go. Mark. On a Unix machine. Unix. Apple's already Unix. Microsoft just went Unix with Windows 11. The internet is around 80% by Unix, or 90% by Unix by this point, or Linux, right? We've got to stop playing like this wasn't going to be. It's going to cause all, great or small, to have to get digital freaking beast money. You're not going to escape that. It's going to be principalities of the air, people that control the air, satellites or, floating things up in the sky, or being able to broadcast through the sky. Wi-Fi type beats. How much property, principle, how many principalities do you have to broadcast through the air? I'm just keeping it real simple, because if the Bible is a manual, then why aren't we playing it like that? You believe in it so much, why don't you play it like that? Or are you still on hopium, thinking that's what Yeshua meant, when he told you directly what it meant? This is not for you, but in a time past you, in which these things are going to come to pass, and you're going to see this shit, and you just need to play it the way it is. Just don't get ate up by this thing. Don't go inside. Get out your boxes. Hate to be the bearer of good news that the book that you look at actually is right. But you're thinking something different. I am the Alpha Omega, the Alpha Omega, the Alpha Omega. I'm the 1 and the 0, the 1 and the 0, the 1 and the 0. I am binary. You're in a digital construct, no different than the atom is nothing more than a bit of light. And you can program light. DNA is nothing more than light, and you can program it. It's a programming language. RNA. Program, that's what this whole Rona is going around. The Vax is nothing more than programming language. Do not corrupt your image. How do we image a hard drive? You mirror it to another image or move it to another server. I will move you from one server to another. Those that look like me or follow my pattern. Hey, to see it. So how do you play this? You play it like you see it. You just don't get played by it. You understand transactions per second are here. It never made sense, guys, gals, and everything else that wants to be claimed as whatever they want to claim. Love, you mean it. But that don't matter. What you love don't matter if you're broke. Who you think you are, who I think I am, don't matter when you're broke. When the system, that the Ponzi game that they got running don't hold mustard no more. Don't matter. How we feel about it. Internet didn't matter when the internet dies. Internet came, internet destroyed, internet saturated, internet will die. The old version of the internet used to be IRC. I remember when those chat rooms were flooded with people. Nobody's there anymore. There's still some traffic there. There'll always be some traffic, but not the way it was. There was AOL. AOL was its own network. Millions upon millions of people. Now, hundreds of thousands. Forums. Millions of people used to be in forums. Not no more. Certain forums may be getting 1,000 a month. The internet is dying slowly. Things you used to be able to find are no longer there anymore. Resources that used to be there are on servers that just have fallen to pieces and nobody has cared about them anymore. They were forgotten. And as we now move into this new blockchain world, that's your solidifying notes of what's going to stay on the internet, whatever was paid to stay there. That's what blockchain will become. The paid statements that stay abreast or stay online because they were paid to be there. They serve a purpose in some of the lexicon of whatever this new system's going to be. But understand, whatever digital things I talk about, again, I tell you blockchain is dope. I tell you in November, I got one more pump that's going to be coming. The 29th is going to be the last of this pump. And then this market goes quiet. Now, whether or not this thing keeps running, I don't care. After the 29th last little push, I'm done. They have pushed this market. They have kicked this market around. I'm going to let it be what it is, see where we end up at, and count my blessings to be a part of it. The transition now is, what are you going to do in the next phase? Spring comes, y'all. Nobody's planning for spring yet. I am. Are you? Let's get to that. So, as we move on, we already know we've got a labor issue. We've got trucker issues. We need about 80,000 truckers. I think it's more than that. And now we're going to be filling those with robots. So again, CDLs aren't going to be worth the paper they're on when these trucks really get rolling. Again, these things are what they are. So as these trucks are now going to be able to drive, cross, and everything else, I'm looking at what vehicles and companies are going to be doing that. What are the parts inside those? What are the batteries inside those? Who is manufacturing parts in those? And those are going to be the things I look at. So we'll talk about those in spring. It's going to be part of what's going to be going on Toxic Hustle is now what the hustle is on these parts. Who's doing the batteries? Who's doing the storage? Because remember, these things are nothing more than, I look at these no more different than I look at these. These houses, I look at these the same way I look at the trucks. Why? Because on the top of this truck could have solar panels. That's simple. On the top of this truck could have a solar panel. On the on these things, like on this inside here could be computer machines doing processing. I could have other boards doing things, and we're utilizing some of the battery capacity up here. And then I can now work with these trucking companies to see whether or not I can retrofit and pay to get this area for myself. Of course, you also run the risk of getting damaged vehicles because they crash and all that other stuff. Hence why I'll be working with the automated ones that have less crashes than the national average. Everybody, you see, I put this out on the 6th, right? And Elon just sold his stuff and his face is right there. Do you notice the algorithms that I've been running pick things up really fast? And this is one of them. Everybody is heading to cash. I'm doing the same thing. I am stockpiling as much cash as possible. Even to thinking about services in the spring of what services I can earn cash with. Even low residuals of cash now are going to be very interesting to me because of the robots. Remember, I can now take low capital, low amounts of revenue, and I got behind it. And still that robot will earn a percentage. As you can see here, 44% on this one. And on this one's done 34%. And this is only, since we launched it about 5 months ago, about 4 to 5 months ago. And it's just rolling. Put 1,000 in, we got 700 out. Well, not out yet, but it's what the current holdings is. This was just to prove it to y'all. We took $1,000. Link is in the description for the training of this. We took $1,000 and put it in here. The market dropped not too long after that, and we recorded a video about that. And now you see where it's at. And when the market dropped, we were at $800. And now you see where we're at. We didn't add any extra money to this. This is just the robot trading and the market just going up naturally over time, which we expected. This is me playing what I'm telling you here to a T. Where is it? Nope, not here. There. This is me playing this market to what I see. And if y'all missed the beginning, I made an adjustment due to the options expiration. I left this alone because this is where I said the dip would be, and y'all know I usually say within 3 spaces. It could come early or late within these 2 blocks, and it came later. So we then still have our run-up that's going to happen. It may happen next week. It could begin, but I moved it all the way over to the 29th to fit the expiration date, which we saw by going to CME Group, the markets, and looking here and seeing the settlement date was the November 29th. Last trade will be November 26th. Will be the last trade on this. Settlement date is November. So really it's November 26th. Which, hey, see, would still fall into this week. So between this week and this week. So once this does its little run up here, this is my exit week. Within these 3 blocks right here is my exit week. I'm letting you know I'm liquidating everything to USDC. And then see where the market goes and buy back at the bottom in January and spring. I'm not buying anything else the rest of this month. I haven't been buying anything for the last few months because I don't chase the dragon. I bought way back here. I don't need to. This is where I was buying the dip, y'all. This is where I was at. I stopped maybe around here. So I have all this upside already. It would have to come all the way back down here for me to even be remotely sad. I'm in profitability. This is how we trade. Buy low, sell high. We haven't done the finishing run. I think we'll finish up the run. I wanted to hit my bar of 100,000 or 75,000 is my bar here. We were supposed to be hitting that here, but they stopped and suppressed the $75,000 run. So that's why we may only get to the $75,000 run. Oh shit, I may need to exit at 75. Because there's the 100,000. They've been able to suppress this damn thing so damn crazy. So yeah, so 75 looks to be a good strategic exit point unless you really want to wait for the 90. Looking at how the chart is playing right now and seeing that I only feel we have this last pump. Something else can go on, y'all, but I only have the charts for this. So I'm going to play this last pump, and with that, that's my strike price. And I'm out. So 75,000 is going to be my strike price. And I'm getting out of the game. I would love to wait till we get to 90 and 100. And do I think we can get that much capitalization at the end of this market? You know what's really seemingly squeezing this out? And this is what's making me feel like this is what's happening. And I talk live with y'all. What's seemingly happening is I feel This halvening cycle has gotten beaten the hell up by the economy. As everything else, Bitcoin's not playing the same way because there's no printing of money. We'll see what happens in December if we get some kind of snap rally because some check miraculously came. But that would be a freak occurrence and would not be the norm, and I would still be fine with my position exiting. Because as I told you, this dip in December is a bad one. And then with the cycle, let me go back to the last halvening cycle so you can see it. This was the last halvening cycle, the run up for 2017 and the crash. And then you see what happened, right? That second week of December, first week's here. Actually, this is the third week. Third week of December. Third week of December, we have a crash. And then we have a slight spike around January because people are taking their Christmas money and investing. But then, boom, that thing just gets torn to shreds. Why? January, institutional investors take profits at the beginning of the season, of a tax season. So January, they take profits. And they can pay those, they don't have to pay those taxes on that profits till the following year. Then what happens? After that, you've got your March in April, right? People start doing the rest of the people, consumers, us, start doing our taxes early in March and then in April, before April 15th deadline. So boom, there's your deadline, March, April, boom, that end of the, some people are late. And now, boom, the first, let's see, this is, you got March, then you've got April 2nd. Now everybody, for the most part, most people have now done their taxes and they're done. And then you're at the beginning of April, and now people's tax checks that did it here are now getting their tax checks in. And now you're starting to see a pump up. But that's all that is. It's tax money getting flooded in. And then what happens? Boom, it comes right back down. This is the game it plays. And then it's just going to cycle July, cycle. Then November, you got that November dip and it falls off the cliff again. And that's the bottom of the bottom. That's next November. That's what I see playing out all over again. Why? Because these patterns have been the same. These colors have been the same over and over again. This has been systemic. So I'm following the pattern regardless because it's not me that's doing it. I'm not sitting there saying, I'm not the one that did this. This is the narrative that the data is showing me. So with everything that's been going on, I know that there's this data. We do have one last run up, one last surge of cash flow that will flood in. And then after that, this cycle is done. Now, if I take a measured approach and see where we were and where we went down, I can only say one more thing. We go up, we do this last little hyperbolic pump, we get to 75. I'm capitulating at 75. I'm out at 75 just because I don't think there's enough money to get to 100,000. We should have been there. If the market played the way it's supposed to play, look where we were. This was going to bring us up to this purple. This should have brought us up to this purple. And this should have broken us. This should have brought us up to this purple, which it did. Brought us up to here. And this would have skyrocketed us up to the $100,000 mark. But I was thinking we would at least be in this zone in the play. Like when I say we would be here, not like here just barely skipping across the channel, but like surging up. This went up. This should have brought us up here, like well up here. Like it took a while to get there. Like I thought we would be here in this zone. This would bring us in this zone. This would bring us in this zone. This should bring us all the way in here. Like we would be in this zone up here. Like boom, we're up here. Not we're up here now to only get smacked down again. So we just broke out to get here. I'm going to say this may skim us to the top, to touching this at 75. And then we have this, and then there's just not enough time in the year. There's just not enough time in the year. I still know that there's a significant hyperbolic pump. Significant. So I'm going to wait for this last green because it has been there. It shall potentially be there. So that is what I'm going to play on as this cycle maneuvers. All right. So like we talked about, let's go back to here. They're cashing out to cash. Walmart has their driverless trucks for local delivery. So that's going to be not wireless. They're driverless trucks for local delivery. So now you've got your long range trucks to your short range trucks, right? Then you also then are going to have your forklifts, and then your stock will just be people in the store stocking shelves. And the way that will work, it'll be some company potentially that you just go in and out of stores stocking, and they're going to be the national stock company. So you're going to work for like an Uber of stocking. And that could be I forgot the name of that company that's stocking the stores now. They could potentially move into other avenues that way. But here you go. So your driverless trucks, your long range driverless trucks, automated. Your short range driverless trucks, automated. Your forklifts, automated. And your stock is going to be your stocking of shelves will basically be low key per hour laborers, freelance laborers. You're not going to have people staffers. You'll just have managers who manage how the shelves are stocked. That'll cut so much revenue out, and then you check out yourself, right? So it's going to be walk in, walk out, so you don't even need the cashiers. Discord is getting ready to get into the NFT / blockchain space. Only makes sense considering how many blockchain companies are in Discord. That's all my crypto stuff. And this is crazy. All my gaming crypto stuff. That's crypto gaming, and that's just crypto. And that's all on Discord. So it's no wonder that that's happening. This is really cool. Energy. This just came in, that Bobcat miner. I'm going to be putting it in a few days. What's this? Yep. Price still the same. Sakem put out the fact that the Rivian, everything on the stock market, everything is oversaturated right now. Everything on the market is oversaturated. I'm not buying anything until the market takes a huge correction. As soon as interest rates, look at spring, before the Fed starts talking about they're going to raise interest rates, and the minute they do, the market's going to get buried. That's why spring, I'm trying to offload some real estate. I'll take the prices I got now because we're still at a profit. So I'm trying to offload some real estate to be able to get some cash flow. Actually, only one piece of real estate. Metaverse is Big Brother in disguise. Yes, especially Facebook. If you haven't seen Westworld, I would suggest y'all watch Westworld. Real talk. I would suggest you watch Westworld because we're going to be in Bizarro World in a minute. And I think if you watch that's the first 2 seasons of Westworld, even the third one. I think there's a third one. I need to watch it too. At least that last one, because it's when the AI, the artificial intelligence, is out and about. Like, we do have some AI that's already got citizenship. We've got AI that is already on the internet downloading data. It's already on the blockchain. It's on Cardano. So we're right now, if the reason why I said this is so true is because think about it this way. If you think Facebook is spying on you now, what happens when they can see what you're doing? See, y'all are seeing the metaverse in your head through Ready Player One. No, 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 no. How did VCRs get successful, y'all? Go back, realize VCRs were successful because of the adult industry. Why did Laserdiscs get successful? The adult industry. Why did DVDs get successful? The adult industry. And why is the internet still successful? It's the adult industry. Now, why do I say that? Because as the adult industry becomes a virtual adult industry, it's not so static anymore, y'all. It's not you just consuming the visualization of the adult situation. It's you being an interactive participant. You don't think that's recordable? Down to the chat and the audio? Yeah. And as virtual people become more and more real looking, and the virtual worlds look more and more real looking, and everything becomes undistinguishable from what you see as reality, well, then all of that will be shown to the general public. And you will be, you're proven innocent. You're innocent until you're guilty in the court of public opinion, period. That's really the truth of it. And that's what we're going to see. That's why I say the hackers have manifestos, and people don't understand this is a hacker's world. This is not a regular person's world. Everything went digital. It's been a pirate's world. The hackers are nothing more than the new age pirates. And what we're seeing is that in this metaverse, Facebook can see what you're doing now. Think about the blackmail that will happen once everything can be seen like that. So that's why some of these blockchains, you're going to want to see private chains, which is big for that Taproot upgrade that just happened with Bitcoin. Let's see. Serious Kid put out some Vice news about whale poop being worth thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, really millions. And I said, I'm not surprised because there's this thing that I saw that. Wait, no, this is not. This is something else. Rich millennials to financial advisors. Thanks for the golf invite. Oh, basically, rich millennials don't use financial advisors. They're doing their own thing. They're able to trade and invest their own money better, and they're using robo-advisors so they can actually get past all that shit. So they don't really need the contemporary robotic or the contemporary financial advisor. Some interesting business use cases. Ericsson is using the Omniverse to simulate 5G network reception. So basically how they're bouncing and pinging networks in 5G through the Omniverse. Omniverse is going to be big. I can't even tell you how big it's going to be. And I said whale poop and whale vomit. I think they are the most expensive things to find in the ocean. And this piece could cover 17 pounds. 17 pounds, that's it. It's worth $1 million of whale vomit. And that's whale puke. It's called ambergris, and it's a flammable product. Also, Esco was like, it'd be nice to live by the beach. And I was like, well, you might have a lot of beachfront property coming as waters are rising. My family's in the Caribbean, and even in the Caribbean, the island water is rising. Right? So we got to understand that this is what happened through the cycles. The islands start being submerged. Guess who comes home? This is cyclical, y'all. West Indian. All right, okay. Oh, damn, my state gonna have a beach soon. Yep, there you go. J Bravo, alarming losses, things that are going, the record the gambling. Oh, huge gambling is going on. Huge debt is going on. People are taking huge amounts of debt. Huge amounts of credit card debt. We are at levels of credit card debt that are similar to 2016, 2017. Y'all, what really blew my mind is I heard on the news, and y'all got to go look it up. I always tell you, go do your own research. But right now, if I'm not mistaken, they were saying that we are at the same levels of 2017 as the 2008 2007 financial crisis. We were at those same levels where subprime people were getting loans. Well, that's happening in multiple areas. So please understand, the financial collapse of 2008 came from really one financial market. That was the real estate market that was now derivatives. You know, paper mache magic money. Hey, we're going to take these things and we're going to turn them into these new tradable things, and we're going to create these new fractional things of it, and then it's going to be triple A, and even though it's triple A, it's only triple A because we made it that way with magic equations. But the underlying assets still have people who can't pay bills. So what's happening? What I've noticed is I'm doing just commercial real estate. I'm not giving you anything about residential because I don't have any inside knowledge on that, but I do have some inside knowledge on commercial real estate, and the fact that some businesses that I know personally have failed due to the fact that they cannot handle the fact that they deferred their payments. And now those payments are coming up, and now they got no extra money coming from the government and no more loans coming from the government. Nothing else is coming. So now they're shutting their businesses because the rent, they're saying, oh, my rent's doubled. Yes, it's doubled. We just finished going through paying double on the rent for our office. That ish was painful, y'all. Painful. Paying double on rent, but we did a furlough when the whole thing happened in March. We had to we couldn't pay rent. And then we were in the catering business, so now we have to go hunting for clients during that whole situation. We were able to survive because my girl is a smart ass businesswoman and she pivoted. I'm blessed like that. Not all of us are blessed to pivot, especially for something like in the culinary world where a lot of her peers are out. They've shut their doors. They're not going to open up again. A lot of old businesses, a lot of old restaurants are gone. Now, one of the guys, like I said, he cannot keep his business doors open anymore because they didn't save that money, y'all. The loans they got, they didn't invest it. They didn't buy something else. They didn't change their business. They didn't pivot. If I take a loan from the government, I'm not doing the same business I'm doing. If I take a loan from the government or I get some money from the government, I'm making a pivot immediately. And I did. I took a loan from the government and I pivoted. I put some of it into a server for Gala immediately. Best investment I made. Piece of hardware. And then I've got the other pieces of hardware coming in. And then I'm going to do this Raspberry Pi thing and figure out how to make that into networks. Like I said, spring. All of this will be in spring, y'all. I just have to build the system today, which I'm going to show you. A preview. Well, I won't say preview because it's not really a preview. It's really the prototype in this new system that I'm working in. This system's called Builder. I am building the prototype of the new site of ToxicHustle inside this new system. And this new system, it's low code to a point, no code to a point. Kinda. Hold on one second. Where's my other page? Give me a second, y'all. I just lost one of my pages. Damn, hold on, y'all. This thing is bugging out on me. Give me 1 second. I apologize. My page is bugging out. Okay, there we go. All right. Now, go back to this screen so I can see you. I couldn't see y'all while I was doing this. Okay, so This system is Builder. Builder is crazy. So literally, I've got databases that I can build here. I can also do APIs and create my own databases in here. So one of the things is I'm working with 2 different systems to try to get this together. So that's what's been taking me so long. And then there's things I want to build or have, and there's no elements for certain things. So if you look at this, you can think of this as like, this is a live site. Like literally this site is functional. So if I go to preview, like the site is functional. So like it's real, it's there. I'm working on like having these things work. So I'm like doing all of the CSS and all this. I'm learning the system at the same time. And then I wanted a slideshow or images to show up here and have text and all that stuff. And that's not part of the elements. It's not available. So I asked them in the Discord if this was available, and they said no. So I'm going to have to come up with my own build that so that I can drag and drop that slideshow in here. So I'm doing things like that. So when I say I've been working or I've been developing and been in dev mode, I first had to even learn this system to figure out even how to get this far. And then, it's when you do like the things that this thing can do, you can style in here, but you also got events. So you can create new events and you can craft your own workflow, right? So I can like on click, or if something key press, or you can do so damn much with this. Like on click, do something. Like here, on click, page load, right? So I can do something where, hey, click this and refresh the page, right? That's kind of some of the things it does, but it does even more than that. Like there's complete like user authentication systems. Like this is a good example to show you like just how much stuff there is. Flows, right? So you got flows. So you got like redirect. Then you've got user authentication, sign out, redirect home. If we go to, let me see, hold on. Let me go to this. Click on this page, you've got flows. So you've got forgot password flow. You've got sign in with a password, right? So here's your flow. Set, hide all, the user container, do that, element, go through these steps. So this is a different way to kind of build out a functional application. And that it's been taking me a while because I was looking to go to jQuery or go to someplace else and create my UI. But then I realized like everything I would want to happen, you can do right in here. So like if I wanted to roll over a button, so if I wanted to go over a button and I wanted to change the styling based on something else, I can do that right here. Like on event, I can create a new event like on mouse over, right? Create a mouse over event, and then I can do something that happens. I can create something that tells this thing to change color by creating a new workflow to change change button colors. So I can have button rollover colors, and any button, it would change all the buttons when it rolled over, it would change those colors. So those are things I'm learning on the fly with this system. But like I said, this thing, this program is pretty damn dope. I really have to say that it's been taking me a little bit longer, but I'm going to be able to build a complete SaaS system in this system. So I'll be able to have users, permissions. I'm going to have interactions. I'm going to be able to, I'm going to be grabbing data. It's going to be updating based off of what's going on in the industry, whether it be crypto. We're going to be looking at data and stocks. We're going to be looking at business. I'm going to even be looking to put data in. So like if y'all are submitting data in the Discord, We're also going to be looking at being able to submit data to ToxicHustle and it be posted on your behalf if you would like, or at least it gets into the system where potentially we can figure out if it's earned revenue for the business. And if so, you can get a percentage of revenue of earnings that came from the information if we were able to make moves on it. I'm just trying to figure out how we can link all that together, and that's going to be graph databases, and that's kind of what I'm working on with the Raspberry Pis, is how to build these graph databases to store that data and make these insights for us. So that's what I've been working on, just getting things ready, because like I said, once Bitcoin goes boring, you can see it's going to be a very long time till that next halving cycle, and that's 2024 for us is the next cycle. So that's why I said whatever's going to happen, this is really it. At this point, this is it. This for me is the last pump of the cycle. There's no other cash that I can see. As far as that infrastructure bill ain't going to do near nada nada. So what are people doing? They're going to the gambling casinos and they are flooding the casinos with basically blowing money. Some Chinese national went there. There's a lawsuit that just happened where millions of dollars, he just went in there and just like blew millions of dollars. Now, where did that money come from? Yes, it came back into our system. Yes, it kind of filled some of our economies, but it ran through the hands of us back into the system. And we're dealing with record debts. So when those debts come to roost and people start defaulting and things start crashing around, especially when crypto goes boring, I'm telling you, it's going to be a rude awakening come spring. This is why I'm not tempting fate to try to get to 100. Like I said, at the 75K mark, I'm going to begin exiting 90% of my position. Just because I don't see where the rest of the money is going to come from. Then on-chain gaming, there's Plasma, could be another blockchain. Interesting hypothesis with this game company. So I'm keeping a look at that as well. Study 58 of the game developers are already using blockchain. So game developers are already using blockchain tech. 58%. Not 50%, not 10%. So if y'all are thinking that this is going to be a long time before this industry starts showing you some value, start thinking right after spring. Because a lot of those games are going to launch in spring, and then that's going to be a great time to start seeing who got shaken out and who actually delivered on their promises. I'll, of course, be keeping up on it. And Don, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to getting that install soon, man. Danye. Let's see. Need a stream on Matic. Already did that. Matic is great to be used as a database. If you do, you can put it on your resume, and then you can say you're in blockchain development. All you have to do is figure out how to write to that ledger and how to get data from that ledger, and that's where Morealis comes in. It can help you build dApps faster. I'm not doing that right now because that builder system I just showed you can connect to MetaMask. So I'm going to be able to build some crazy stuff. Let's just say that. Microsoft vulnerability. This is proof why you need to start looking at decentralized servers, not just as blockchain as some ideological thing or some BS tech. No, decentralized databases that are watched by hundreds of thousands, if not tens of thousands of machines is a better business format to know that your data is secure if other people are watching it. If you're a centralized machine and we have to trust that you are watching your own systems properly, it's always going to fail. We're in a hacker's world where hackers start at 10. So they're playing cute and clamorous in a world that doesn't play that way no more. So this is why we have to look at these decentralized. It's going to be transparency. Ledger is transparency. Businesses are going to be transparent. So that's why I'm shifting my business in a transparent way. One of the new forms of energy on the horizon. Good call on that. Fusion power. Break-in Evergrande's the potential another default. Buy now, pay later is going to be another problem, y'all. And I didn't catch this one. Everything has been changed to derivatives. So like I told you, the first stock market crash that we saw in 2008, 2007 was because of subprime mortgages for homes that had been turned to derivatives. Well, guess what they did? They took student loans and they turned them into magic money derivatives, and they're on the market. They took payday loans and they turned them into magic money derivatives. Now, guess what happens if they take this buy now, pay later, turn them into magic money derivatives, and that's all reliant upon these people's ability to earn in a digital transition. They're going from analog to digital, just no different than going from the whole, you had to have like the whole, what is it called? The Iron Age, or the not Iron Age, but the age where they were just building all the buildings. Reconstruction era, where they're just trying to rebuild or try to learn how to build the buildings and all that stuff. But you needed manpower, and then as manpower got replaced by machinery, you needed less men. Just like the whole, I guess we can call it the assembly line economy, right? Where you needed manpower, assembly lines, low educated manpower. Well, now you need higher educated manpower for this new technological age. But the problem is that now, just as you needed those people, AI is writing better code. AI is writing better AI. I don't really need to know HTML like I used to anymore, because these applications are going to get me there faster. Writing a line. There were people that would not use any other way of writing code except for writing it straight out. They refuse to do any type of visual editor, anything. Even if the code was one-to-one, exactly what you would have done, they refused to do that. Now, those people don't work anymore. Because if you don't keep up, you're out. And it's what you develop that matters. It's what's practical that matters. Practicality. So as this crap starts infiltrating, and my girl told me it's at like multiple places, like restaurant, places where you buy like BJ's or places like Sam's Club and all that. Buy now, pay later. You'll see it online. Buy now, pay later. If those become derivatives, that's again relies on jobs. So when that collapse happens, when people can't pay, it's going to be bad. And again, we're looking at earnings call for spring, and I would be watching for these keywords, and it's going to be called, the keyword you're looking for is missed earnings. I'm looking at spring for missed earnings, especially last week of December. I want to see how the stock market looks the last few weeks of December when earnings calls start for that fourth quarter. Well, probably won't get that for that. It won't be the last. Let's just say first week of January, or first and second week, as they give you those fourth quarter earnings. All right, Tesla power packs are coming to location. So again, when I showed you that picture of a neighborhood and I showed you the roofs, I'm showing you that's not the only thing in the neighborhood generating power. This digital construct is going to be different. It's going to play different. Flippy the robot is on version 2 now. And every version, what happens when Flippy's on 10? It's going to take more and more responsibility away from paying for people. I'm just showing you, and this is the industry I'm watching mostly because we're in it. I can tell you right now, I can't get a person into the damn place to work. And there's some chefs asking for $100,000 to even step foot in a kitchen. And then you've got to deal with the cost of food doubling every time you turn around. Your margins are getting tight. This person is wanting more money. They're going to have to be this tech person. So even in the food industry, learning Node.js, learning Linux, learning these other programming languages will still give you an edge to get these $60,000, $70,000 jobs that'll be in the fast food industry handling the robots. You just got to pivot. Then if you were able to manage multiple locations, well, then you can then franchise or become, not a franchise, but you could then create your own. You can scale out, like have other people work with you. You can start to scale out your business, or you could even franchise it if you come up with a business model for it. But this is going to be a thing where you can take on multiple service contracts for more, because these places are all individual. So the way that things handled in California's regions or the West Coast ain't the same as the Midwest, is not the same as the East Coast, not the same as the South. So how this goes and plays is that these locations are all self or individually owned, and some of this, like you can't say McDonald's, but there's a lot of smaller companies that you'll be able to get into these contracts with to maintain multiple robots for them, and be service level agreements. Affordable legal services. Oh, Rocket Lawyer. I was telling how I'm doing my business with Rocket Lawyer, how I write my contracts and everything else. Crypto taxes, how I'm going to do my taxes now through Coin Tracker. Through all the trades that you see, my Bitsgap robots, the robots you see, that's how my Bitsgap robots are going to be trading. Like how I handle my taxes. Like, because y'all don't understand how many trades these things are, like how much volume these bots do. Like, look at these transactions. Like, literally, there's 500 transactions. 723 transactions, 909 transactions, 1,436 transactions, 567 transactions. So I do transactions. And these are just my trades. Like, that's not the transactions for all the transactions on the back end of closing out a trade or not getting into one and moving a price higher or lower. The bot does. Like, all those in like minor transactions. Right? That's how this is going to be caught. This is catching all that. So, and that I file my taxes for the business in the spring. Write-offs, y'all. As a straw man, as an individual, you don't get the write-offs you need. This is how you begin to get some of that money back. You have to have a business, and you don't have to wait till you're incorporated, y'all. TurboTax, home and business. You can write off parts of your home as a business. You can list a business. You can. I listed a web business. I listed a consultation business until ToxicHustle became incorporated. ToxicHustle was on my personal taxes as a write-off from my office for the business grade DSL that I have that I do business work with. Writing off all of those business expenses right there. You got to write off your business expenses. You can't act like a regular person. You can't act like a consumer. You must act as a producer. Even if your SSN still lists you as a consumer. Let's see. Philadelphia is going to have its own blockchain. Everybody's going to have their own coin. And they'll have mining facilities in their cities. And then they'll kick out revenue to the citizens of the city based off of their earnings. And that will make more citizens want to generate more crypto revenue by doing things more towards the city's initiatives that give you more digital credits. They're just learning how to generate their own credits now so that they have a surplus to just issue. Microsoft is part of the Ethereum Alliance because Xbox is getting all these acquisitions to get ready to get into their metaverse. Xbox will have their own metaverse. Microsoft will. Everybody will. But will it be successful? We'll see. I don't know what this means. I still don't know what this means by boosting tax brackets and how it affects us. This was me telling you. I said that I moved this over now to the 29th because we're supposed to have the slingshot week. It's fighting that dip zone. The dip didn't happen here. It moved this way, so we moved one more week over. I showed you that in the charts. Omniverse. This thing is crazy. Turn off the sound on this. But this is an avatar. Literally, this is not real. This is damn near real time. And speaking multiple languages. This is the Omniverse. It's sick. I'm keeping an eye on it because it's NVIDIA. And they have hardware And if they want to utilize your hardware to be able to earn transactions and they get a cryptocurrency, watch out now. I'm getting NVIDIA cryptocurrency. All right. Synthetic sim. This right here is, again, Omniverse. Look at this. This is not like, this is simulations. You can do synthetic data simulations in here. You can generate synthetic data in a world. You can have your digital cars interacting into these digital environments. We're getting ready. Look at this. When I tell you it's going to blow your mind, and I say, go watch Westworld. This is real. This is now. Go watch Westworld. We've got to worry about synthetics out in these streets. All right. Cirrus Kid showing these Merrick, these pills. Let's see. Again, I thought this thing is going to pull out for that dip. The dip did not happen. Dip shifted. We're going to skip raspberry mining. Skip. Automation. Oh, explosions. This more problems that are happening. More real estate that's been destroyed in China that needs to be paid for, that they now gotta crap money out for. Now we got embassies showing up in the metaverse. Barbados has its own embassy in the metaverse now. 4.4 million Americans quit their jobs. I'm here to tell you, when this market bellies up, that's 4.4 million people who are going to be looking for a job, and that job will pretty much have been slated for automation. Not going to say it's automated by next year, but I'm going to say it's slated by now, because they're already looking right now. I'm low-key not ready for 2022 yet. This shit's going to be history. Big cry. Chinese high tech. I got to look into this one. I didn't read that one yet. Let's see. Unstoppable domains. Taproot upgrade to Bitcoin. Has privacy on the chain now and some more smart contract features. The labels are getting into, they're starting to see more reliable revenue from streaming, of course, because now they're not spending money on hypnosis. That's it. Hypnosis instead of hypnosis. Hypnosis. Spending for all them streams to fake it till you kind of look like you make it, but you really ain't making it, because they're debt on debt on debt on debt on debt, which is all these advances are, loans. So they're now going into the metaverse to try to flip more cash flow. Gala is now on Coinbase, which is dope. So again, I'm still going to be accumulating as much Gala as possible, because as these games start rolling out till 2024, I want to be a Gala whale. At the end of by the time the next cycle comes, I want to have 1 million Gala. That's 2024, y'all. This is a long-term play. I don't play short games. None of my games are short. All of them are long-term plays. So this Gala play is a long-term play. And then, of course, today's work stream. So I've caught up to all the news that I kind of really didn't talk to y'all about. Let's go ahead and see what I kind of saved, since sometimes I find things and I don't talk to y'all about it. But I try to be good about it. SoftBank is in Sandbox. That's also where Snoop Dogg is. He's invested in Sandbox. The only reason I haven't invested in Sandbox is I don't like the blocky style of the whole thing. I really want to have real characters, or really good, like Omniverse looks like it's really close to what I'm looking for. Really close to what I'm looking for. If there's a gaming system that can give you where you can put real assets in and have real designs with real world look and feel, I want all into that because that's gonna be dope. Coin. Let's see what else we've got. Fashion's new demand chain. I'm looking at creating, because again, everything is APIs, y'all. So I'm not talking about something that's magical that you can't do yourself. If you figure it out, you can do it. Which is, if you, what I'm looking at is how do you create NFTs and then NFTs print clothes? How do you do that? I'm using a print company. The print company has APIs, so I can tell it, hey, here's some revenue. Print this shirt, mail it to this address. Done deal. So if I can do that on demand, well, now all of a sudden I can, hey, stake your coins, hold it in your wallet X amount of time, boom, we'll jettison some clothes out to you. Got it? Good. So that is going to be a thing. Don't know when it's going to be a thing, but I'm telling you when it is a thing, because again, disposable income, I don't want to play with that. I don't want to deal with it. I already know most people ain't going to have disposable income if we're in a recession depression for quite some time. 5 years. 5 to 7. Like, it typically takes 10 to get up about. And we're going through this transition. We're early. We haven't even started to have the cracks crack yet. I mean, the cracks are cracking, but I mean, we haven't had like major cracks yet. Even though, from what I'm learning about the bond market, we actually have, but that's another day. 58% of the video game industry we talked about. Record producer Steve Aoki and Spawn creator Todd McFarlane, so that's comic books, to launch a Solana low minting cost, low gas, is also grabbing some Mattel Hasbro love. And Wax is, I told you I was on my radar. I'm going to be getting into all of this stuff when the market collapses after the last pump. You know, yeah. So, unstoppable domains. I will be looking at unstoppable domains. Why? If you remember the first internet, right now, certain domains, if you want to buy Coke.com, imagine if you could have bought Coke.com before Coke. Like, that simple. Imagine if you could buy that before it came out. Well, now here's a company that you got domains that'll be on the blockchain that you own. Domains that you own. Nobody can take it away from you. Own. Well, that's going to change a lot of stuff, because now when you sell that, that's a premium. So now I'm looking for what's going to be those domains. What are what's the end result of those domains as far as the last of that key? And I want to buy into it. And now Polygon, Matic, cheap, Matic. This is why I'm in that. I've told you Matic was my play. This is why I told you Matic's my play, because it has it's a database. It has multi-purpose. Taproot is what the upgrade that just happened. Let's see. This is what the AI is seeing for me. I haven't been keeping up. I have over 720. This shows you I haven't been keeping up with the news that the AI has found. But we've got a ton of news that I would need to go through that I'm not going to do. I will go to Real Estate Watcher because I have watched some things. Real Estate Watcher, the collapse of Zillow, hundreds of homes hit the market. And I actually thought I put some more new stuff in there, but evidently it didn't show up yet. I could have sworn I did, but it doesn't seem to be. That's all right. 6. Hold on. Let me go myself and verify, because I don't believe that. I believe I put more real estate stuff on the agenda. Bong. So you're a liar. I did put. Oh, that's why. It probably didn't sink in yet. China property new home prices see the biggest fall since 2015. For them, that was pretty big. 7.7% January to October. New construction starts in January to October. Also fell. So new starts. So from, okay. So 7.7% fall. in property prices, new home prices, because they don't trust it right now. These places don't have nobody in them. Ghost towns. China's property crackdown sinks economic growth to 90s level. And now they're going to try to tell all these young people they need to come back to warehouses, y'all. They want them to come back to physical labor knowing damn well they're going to automation. Cold-blooded. That's why they shut down all that you go online and make money from your face, the social influencer stuff. That's why China did a huge crackdown. This is bigger than this, they're just cracking down on tech. No, they're cracking down on you feeling you can earn money through digital and not working physical labor, because they still need other people to do something, but they can't just do it to one segment of the country. They got to shut it sweepingly across the board. That is what they do. They do a broad stroke with a brush. And then they shut it down for video games, because you'd be able to make money earning and playing games. You don't need the government for that. You'll be able to make all these transactions on your own. You wouldn't need the government for that. You could be in a wallet the government don't need that. And then you're going to have all these ideals because you're able to see so much of this world outside of yourself. They ain't got time for that. I keep an eye on business stuff, right? Not just real estate. Not just international real estate. North American companies rush to add robots. Look at this. This is a warehouse, y'all. I saw this in China years ago. This is coming here now. This takes up thousands of people in a warehouse. Everything you need to know about investing in industrial real estate investment. The metaverse will be larger than the physical world. NVIDIA. Omniverse. Unity to acquire Lord of the Rings studio Weta Digital. Weta Digital works with 3D models. Unity 3D models, NFTs. Come on, man. Esports is now bigger than the movie and music industries. Esports. We're not even talking about blockchain gaming, which is still in its infancy. Esports, which is you watching somebody play the game, is bigger than the movie and music industries. What happens when you have this esports betting? What happens when you have esports products and merch, digital merch? What happens when you have NFTs? What happens when you have intellectual property, music? What happens when you have graphics? What happens when you have even down to like the team's logos, and you designed it and you get some intellectual property for the designs of the logo, and because you designed it and made the NFTs, you get a residual for everything that logo was made and used on for perpetuity. Smart contracts, type beats. Private cleaning companies are turning down business and canceling regular customers because they don't have enough staff. I'm looking at robotic cleaning systems. Can we build a system that can clean a tub? Is it possible to have a flippy bot that could clean a tub? Exactly. That's the thought. I know it's in your head. It clicked. Can these bots do other things for the home? And now can you create another business? People don't want to clean. They're going to be online. They don't got time to clean. They want somebody to come in to clean, but you don't really want to clean. You bring in your robots. The robots mow the lawn. You have a cleaning company that has robots, lawn bots, tub bot, sink bot, which is still the tub bot, mop bot, right? Which is like basically could still be flippy. Mopping. Still be flippy mopping. What if Flippy becomes mobile? What if you put Flippy on wheels? Or what if Flippy had legs like the robot dog? Right? Those are the things you've got to think about. Not what we think it is now, but we see, okay, there's Flippy the robot. Okay, but we also see this robot dog that can climb steps. What if we strapped Flippy to the robot dog and now Flippy can now climb steps and clean a tub and open doors and cabinets and just use the cleaning material like a spider? I need you to start sticking this in your head, because in the next 5 to 10 years, these are the next industries. When I tell you this is a transaction per second game, I'm talking about the little microcomputers in these robots that are doing these microtransactions that you now can charge service fees for. I'm not saying you got to go clean these tubs. I'm saying that soon you won't have to. I'm not saying you got to mow lawns. I'm saying soon you won't have to. Hell, look at how we make beats. It's getting easier and easier. Twitter expands APIs supporting for posting and deleting tweets. Why? It wants robots on the platform. What am I doing? Broadcast robot. Where is it going to go? Boop. What are they doing? Bitcoin, blockchain. So I can take what? Revenue right there. Oh, so I can have my robot do transactions directly on Twitter in Bitcoin Lightning Network revenue. So now I can come up with services and products on Twitter, like designing Twitter pages again and designing social media graphics, and I can charge for that in microtransactions of Bitcoin. Y'all don't see it yet. I'm not playing. Warren Buffett calls inflation a gigantic corporate tapeworms. He's all in cash and looking for Miso Robotics and his Flippy. It's faster, even more autonomous. Flippy the robot. There isn't a labor shortage, but a cheap labor shortage. This is the stuff that I showed you in the Discord. Micro fulfillment. Automation for micro fulfillment, small orders. People doing micro fulfillment for their small products or their small startups. Now they can get their small robots to be able to do micro fulfillment for them, so they don't have to have staff to do micro orders or smaller orders. Automation. Everything in business is about automation, for the most part, or digital transformation of businesses. Understand that, and you're going to be fine through this transition. Do not understand this to your peril. If I look at what the bot has found in business, inflation is an excuse to raise prices and make fatter profits. And running a remote team. Smart scheduling. Are unretiring, and labors boost salaries. So people are leaving to go get poked and come back to work. But they also see that this is also not the truth. People that are in retirement age are now realizing they can't freaking retire. So they have to come back to work. But since they came through that whole 70s and 60s things where vaccinations weren't a thing, not a thing, weren't a big thing. Like, they just go and get poked to go to war. And hell, if you're military, you're getting poked for everything. Unhappy Christmas? Yep. Does COVID make any sense? I don't know what that means. Part-time restaurant workers are making their highest wages ever, and it's thanks to the shortage. So even in Japan, the cost of labor has gone up, which is going to be the cost of what you're going to pay for a meal. We went out to a restaurant the other day, and it was just like, it blew my mind how expensive it was. But I understand. That's why even we're cutting back on a lot of things for the holiday season. How do you get past the inflation? You've got to earn, y'all. Right now, 5% on Cosmos. Ethereum is 4%. It used to be 6%, so that's been going down steadily as we've been waiting, and that's APR. USD coin, we're going to see if they ever go up. They were supposed to, but the government kind of slapped them up on the head, telling them no. So right now, I have stuff staking, and I do have some USD sitting on the sideline, but I will have more as this market goes the way it goes. But as you see, percentages. But you know, my percentage buster is the Bitsgap bots. That is APR for me. It'll be APR for you too, right? Because here's the Bitsgap bot that we did for the class, link in the description. And as I said, this is 34% over 5 months. See? So you got to understand that is a good percentage to be generating monthly just from having something sitting there and doing transactions. And I probably would have done much better if I didn't have this, and this, or this. If I just stayed here, I would have had higher profit margins. So when Bitcoin plays stupid in the spring, because again, I told y'all, this is for me, the last hurrah of the last pump is going to be the 29th. If we go back in time, like I said, I moved this over, I adjusted it over by 2 weeks to be with the options expiration date. This, we always said, should have been, whenever I do any of these, I always said, hey, it's within this window of time that this is going to happen, within this window of time. I've just been lucky that pretty much it struck almost all the time right where I said it would. So like this drop happened right where I said it would. This drop happened right where I said it would. This pump happened right where I said it would. This drop happened right where I said it would. Actually, no, wrong. Starting right here. Sorry. This drop happened. This drop happened. This pump happened early. See, this one I missed. It was early. So the pump actually happened a week after it's supposed to. So it's never right exactly when it happens. Sometimes I'll miss it by a week. So that's why I said it's within the window, but I wanted you to see that. Here's one of the times where it came early and it's within that window, but I didn't move this. I left this where it was. So I'm doing the same here. This came early. Again, this came early. Right? It came early. These hit, so this shifted. So this is now here, but we have our dip. And I'm waiting for this pump to happen. It's going to hit, if it hits this 7, once we hit this lineage, I'm out. I know, yes, it can break to the 90s, but right then I'm looking at greed. I'm hella greedy if I break out of here and I'm not taking profits. So 75 is my profit line, and I will begin exiting at that profit line just because this is, for me, the last pump of the year. There might be a December pump. Look, I'll show you one. Let me see if it happened in the last. I don't think it happened in the last cycle. See, November, we had a dip. See, okay, yeah. We have December 11th, then we dip to last 2 weeks. So then, no, we still have these last 2 dips there. Let me go see what it looked like here. November, December, October, November, dip, December. The 17th of December is up. The 24th is down. And then the 31st. So there's potentiality for you to have a bump in the second week of December. I mean, the third week of December. Third week of December, right? So then if we go back in time, nope, it was the first week of January. So You can, I just wouldn't expect it. Let's go over here, November 16th of December, I got a bump in the 16th of December. Okay. 31st of December, 17th of December. Okay, so 17th/16th is around the same zone. So 16th, 17th, we may have a bump. May. December 16th, bump. Okay, so December 16th is a bump. Right around my birthday. Yeah. Then we have this run up November, boom, December 16th, 14th, bump. Ah, see? Bump right around this. Okay. So 15th, 16th, 14th, bump. Right around there, right? So we just did that. 16th. So this would be pushed back. That we may have the 15th, 16th bump. Ah. I want to say I want to move this down, yo. I want to say I want to move it. I want to move this. But I'm going to do some more due diligence. By the next video I do this week, I'll know whether or not I move this or not. But I'm going to cut this at this time. I mean, it's 2.5 hours, and some of y'all have been chilling with me the entire time, which I appreciate. I'm going to grab something to grub on because I'm starving. And I've got some more coding to do so I can get back to Toxic Hustle. So y'all be safe out in these streets. Keep looking for opportunities. Consistently keep looking for opportunities, especially in digital. Look at your resumes. Be sure that you're piling things into your resume that help you, right? JavaScript helps you. So learn some JavaScript. There's free courses, Udemy, Udemy. There's YouTube. But if you need a place where that you can get courses, boom, here you go. And if you put things like JavaScript, right, there you go. You got web development, CSS, HTML, Node.js, right? Bootstrap, which I'm really interested looking at to be able to work with that stuff I'm doing on the site. I'm thinking I want to go with Bootstrap and concentrate on building Bootstrap assets. I know it goes against kind of some of the stuff that they're doing on their side of the world, but like, why do I have to program everything? And I'm talking about Builder. If I can get away with using Bootstrap and jQuery to kind of bypass certain things. So I'm going to be looking at that to see if I can kind of hack those things in. But like, there you go. So $26, you can start putting some of these things and get these courses. And some of these companies will, they'll look at your passing courses and actually accept you. Accept the knowledge that you gain from the information that's here, and will hire you because of it, because they'll see that you've passed these courses. They'll see that you've taken these courses and you've gotten through them. So these things help, and you can add them to your resume. And then I would always say pad your resume by having functional prototypes. Have a website. On that website, put JavaScript programs up and show things that you've done, or design for other people and then have them on a gallery, and in that gallery you say the things that you've done on that site. The thing is generate revenue through this transition means you're going to have to generate skill sets that are necessary. And the necessary skill sets are, what are they asking you for? So what they're asking you for is you just go to Indeed, and then you say what you just. Hold on, I'm gonna show you some stuff right now. I'm gonna show you a hack. I do this my damn self, so I'm gonna have this window open. I'm gonna open another tab, and I'm gonna put Indeed in there. All right. So now, what I'm gonna do is show you something. See this left hand side? This left hand side just showed you in chronological order of how many things that instructions that they had. They're showing you what is really the most successful programs right now if you look at JavaScript? For what? Web development. Okay, so now we know web development's one of them, right? So now I go here, I go there, I say web development. Let's just say I don't have a within 50 miles. So I, of course, am looking at McDonough, Georgia. But as you can look here, you can see Atlanta, digital technology undergraduate, technology analyst, web service, web development, pipelines, development. Now, the one thing using web development as a title, it can help you, but it can help you and hurt you, right? Because it's really a term that's overarching. It can be anything. You can be a web developer and it can be anything. But what you do is look at the specifics. Web development's overview, right? But you see PHP, you see React. We could even start with something as simple as what we just typed, which is JavaScript. And now what you see within a 50-mile radius of where I'm at, if I put in JavaScript, now all of a sudden you're looking at associate analytics engineer. So recent grads. So basically low, and what they say, JavaScript, Python, Java, C#, etc. So basically JavaScript and Python. So now they're showing you right now, they're saying if you want this job of an analytics engineer, you need to coursework or hands-on experience. That's how you can get in. JavaScript, Python. So really these two will get you in because you don't need to go through all that. These are the older languages. Python is very much used in the data industry and data. If you look at data and getting in data analysis, any of the data sides of the business, that's also going to be money for you. Let's see. You've got data analysis, SQL. So learning an SQL database. So what did you just tell you? From looking at JavaScript on a job board, I just found some new things that I might need to look at. JavaScript and Python, which we don't see. What do we see? JavaScript, React, jQuery. The only reason you don't see Python is only because I looked specifically for JavaScript. So if I had just put web development, like clicked on this, and just did web development, well, now all of a sudden you see Python, JavaScript, MongoDB. Like you see, like these are the keywords that you'll see that they want you to learn. And then what I do is just look at what I need to learn. What are the jobs telling me I've got to do? All right, if I want to work for anywhere between 45 to 65,000, junior software developer. I want to be a junior software developer. Again, software, not web development. But I'm just using JavaScript as my search term. So you get software developer job for JavaScript. And what else do they want? For this software JavaScript job, they want HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, React, etc. Some Java development, so now Java language, Java Spring, Hibernate, and MySQL for your database. So they want you to have some type of programming language. Java, you can substitute with Node.js. Again, staying in JavaScript. Even though this is an older job, it doesn't mean that's what they want. It doesn't mean that's what you need. It just means that that's what they want. But I now can see MySQL, HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, React. You're starting to see, if we go backwards to that JavaScript job again, because again, I want you to just look at that JavaScript. We're in here, and why these things can make you money. Because again, if you look on the side dealing with JavaScript, what do you see there? React. React. HTML5, CSS3. HTML, good enough, because that's HTML5. CSS, that's CSS3. So CSS is fine. These both, HTML5, there you are. You got your HTML5 there, and you've got your CSS, which could encapsulate your CSS3, I'm pretty sure. Let me just click in and verify. No, but I'm probably sure if I ask for CSS3, it will give it to me. So if I go CSS3, boom, there it is. And there's my CSS3 responsive design, HTML5. It's an Arabic front-end learning guide, $14, 800 people, 4.7, bang. Right? So if you're looking, wait, this is still in Arabic? Requirements. Okay, no, hold on. This one in Arabic? Is this the one I was looking at? Nope, that's in Arabic too. Why are all of you in Arabic? Can't you just be in English? I guess not. Jeez, all the best ones are in Arabic. And the ones in American, shirk. That's shirk. Am I missing something? Language. English, please. Thank you. Jeez. There we go. So $22. 64,000 people. There you go. $22 on sale. 4.7 review. Whole bunch of people have used it. It's a bestseller. There you go. Right? So that's how you can piece together some of your skill sets that you need. So MySQL, CSS3. I still use MySQL/Postgres right now. Still using HTML5 and CS3 right now, like working on that site I'm showing you. And I would love to use React, but I don't really need it for what I'm working with. Okay, so like I showed you, like here you go, customer experience, remote. I don't know why I would need JavaScript for this job. Technology analyst, the Angular front end development. See, that's what I'm saying. JavaScript, you can get jobs. Let's see what else you can get jobs with. You can get jobs with MySQL. That's a database, right? Software junior Android engineer. Customer engineer. Associate customer engineer. That's a weird title. Let's see what that does. Application developer, software developer. Just waiting for this to load, but it's taking forever. Is my internet just acting stupid? Don't down me. Let me see if it's my internet or if it's just that. It looks like it's just Indeed. There it goes. All right. So I was saying, yeah, associate customer engineer, low reviews, so I wouldn't want to go there anyway. You also I can look at the reviews for where it's coming from. Sometimes. McKinsey, software engineer, junior application developer, junior. Tempest is a 3.5. LIMS, laboratory information management system. Bachelor. Oh, so I wouldn't do that. SQL, WordPress, PHP WordPress engineer. Really? We're getting WordPress engineers now? PHP, Ruby on Rails, Postgres, MySQL, Git, GitLab, Nebo CMS, our in-house content management system, and maintained by our team. So they want you to know WordPress so that you could learn how to maintain their stuff. And they want you to know these other codes in case they need you to work some other stuff like HTML, JavaScript, all that stuff. WordPress architecture and best practices. WordPress. So again, you can go into WordPress. There's Drupal. I don't know how many, so there's still people using Drupal. So Drupal and WordPress you can make money with. So that's what I want to show you. Just think about other ways. Think about services and products next year. Like I'm thinking about subscriptions, services, and products. My services, maybe websites, might be promotionals for social media, designing social media web pages and portals, designing graphics that go on that, maybe even doing a month's worth of marketing for a company and having that done and getting paid to design and develop a month's campaign for them. Companies need that, and nobody wants to do that for them. Well, now you get in there and you get that revenue, then you put it behind your trading bots and you earn that percentage per month. Now you don't have to worry, oh, it's only $100, I can't pay my bill. Well, that $100 has now been trading and it's earning like 3%, 2 to 3% monthly. Are you winning or losing? You're winning. So always look about what jobs are looking for, what technologies you can put in your these like titles. Look at the titles: MariaDB, MySQL, PHP, JavaScript, Node.js. Like all of these things together, HTML, HTML5, CSS3. Yeah, that's a lot of programming crap to kind of stuff in your brain at one shot, but you start slow. And you can do some of these things online. Like again, you learn enough PHP to get WordPress running. Spin up WordPress on a Raspberry Pi. Spin up a server on a Raspberry Pi. Get WordPress running on it. Get a website on that little Raspberry Pi running. Learn how to export that and be able to put that on an Amazon web server for $5. And learn how to maintain that Amazon web server. Now you can do that for any client you want. These are the things you got to do just to make a positional change, because it doesn't matter what we feel about it. They're not going to teach you to do this in college, and they ain't got time to teach you that this is how fast you've got to move. I didn't get a college degree. I punted that crap. And I started going when I saw computers and my resume needed just a bunch of keywords, I stuffed my resume with keywords once I learned them. Use tools to give you a leverage point. Dreamweaver will give you a leverage point with HTML and prototyping. Even using some of Adobe's prototyping software will give you leverage. WordPress, learning how to use WordPress, learning how to build templates in WordPress, learning how to theme in WordPress, learning the engines will get you clients. A little PHP goes a long way. A lot of JavaScript gets you a long, long way. You can basically live in JavaScript. And Python. True to be told, if you're doing data, which data is the new oil, so I'm going to learn Python at some point, just not right now. Or maybe I won't need to, because they'll make some low-code, no-code way to use Python. Right? So that is basically what I got is, market shifted. We're in this dip zone now. Dip happened. I see a run up here. I may move this to coincide with the with a run up that happens around December 15th, 14th, and the 13th this week. So I think things have shifted, and this run up, I got a double green that I might be pointing at right now. That we might be sitting at a double green right here, and then the last dip will be right here. So I need to just move this one more space just to have it right around, 27th. That would be the dip. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll do more research on that. Again, just keep grinding, y'all. I don't think that this market's going to be able to be held down too much longer for that last run up. Again, my exit position, just because we don't have more moves to make, I think that we can get past this 75er. I'm going to exit a good portion of my system there. We look how high we have to move to get to 100,000. That is a real big move. And unless I move this over and say, yeah, this is a double green and we might get there, I'm going to play it safe. And I'm going to tell you to play it safe, no different than how I'm going to play with the business money. I'm not going to tell you to play with your money any different than I would for the company. Not a financial advisor, because, I can't do that. But at 75, I'm going to take a significant portion off the table. At 90, I'm taking a significant portion off the table. I'm taking pretty much probably the rest of it, and any scragglers if we do hit 100 or wherever the top is. If it looks like we're petering out, I'll be out. Let me look at my charts, and let me move it to the day, because I haven't looked at my my Willie pause. My MACD. My MACD looking good. My MACD is above ground. Even though we're dipping on the wheel, and our RSI seems to be not overbought, not undersold either. Actually, no, we look to be overbought territory. I mean, is that overbought? Or is that? No. We're overbought, and that's why it's coming down. This was the high, and it's coming down. Okay, gotcha. But like I said, we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and dip, y'all. Y'all be safe out on these streets. You're welcome, Current. Glad to help, man. Like I said, I know that right now financially it's gonna get rough. So my goal has always been, how does my resume look for the end of the year? Look for January. You're going to see a lot of people looking for people come January. That's going to give you, if you've already exited to cash, or you're going to be exiting into cash once you're trading out. Begin looking at exiting your positions, and then looking at how you can take that cash flow and wait until I would wait till spring for things to cool off. I know it's going to look like it's going to spike in December. It's going to go crazy, but that will go against the trend of what happens in January. And January is always brutal. Always brutal. So don't get gassed the first week of January if you do see a pop, because that is basically just drool. It's going to fall like a damn rock, and I'm not playing with it. That's why I said, once we hit this 75 mark, just because they're not printing money, just because the economy is still on life support, and just because derivatives haven't collapsed quite yet, I'm going to go ahead and get out at 75, just because we only have this last little pump. Like, even if I do bring this to here, let's just say here, and I do give this potentially a double pump, and I'll change this to this, just because I'm not sure we're going to get that. Even if we do make that, and it does have a double pump, and we do push up these next 2 weeks, that red line is in this window too. I'm going to keep it real close, so that way within December 20th and all that stuff, it could potentially dip any in this zone. So I'm going to let this ride for now, and then this run up and all this stuff, and this potential double pump, and see if that happens to happen, because this is what we saw when I went back in time, and I saw in December that right around, let's go back in time to before the halvening cycle, January, December 16th pump here, and here, December 17th pump here. So the week of the 16th, 17th, 13th, all that stuff, there's typically a pump. Week of the 13th, I'm putting a pump there, because they said the week of the 15th, 16th, 17th, there's typically a pump. So That's why I'm doing that there, just because for just how Bitcoin plays, just in general, there's typically a pump this week. So we'll watch that. This dip has formed. We'll watch for these pumps. We're hoping that this pump and this pump can catapult these things up like so to the 100,000 mark. If it can't, again, I told y'all 75 to 90. 85 is a good exit point. In fact, let's go ahead and put that in. Instead of 75, let's say 84, because, whole numbers kind of suck. Okay. So boom, 84 getting out. Right? What's this one? Yep, that's cool. Yep, so 84 to get out. And then on this one, it's red. And this one, okay. Yep. So yeah, 84, if we get there, that would be my exit position. So right before 90, right before 85, I'd be out at 84. So the minute we hit 84, I'll begin exiting my positions. And then if we do in this window up here is where I'm taking profitability. Like I'm yeah. So basically it's like this. Wherever we are in this realm, at this point, I'm out. So I'm expecting to get back into the zone. I'm expecting to be in this zone. Yes, if we break out, it's great. But this is my target strike zone. From 84 to 100,000, I'm out. And we've got potentially 2 double pumps to get us there. And then the cycle should be over. All right, so then I think that's it. I think I'm good. I'm going to start harvesting. I'm going to get me some grub because I'm starving. Y'all, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all watching these long-ass videos. I know they're long, and I appreciate y'all sticking with me. Please smash the like button. Please share this with people that you think may need to understand what's coming. Especially, y'all, I don't want people getting stuck for Chuck at the end of the cycle, thinking that this thing may keep running, and then come January, like families be torn asunder. I want tribes safe through this, and that's why I'm trying to be as practical as I can and try to tell you the other things I am doing, which is concentrating on products and services, right? So services mostly, which is like web services, web design, web development, graphic design. You can design things for people for like $10. Graphics, you can do CD covers for folks. You can do intros for music videos. You can do intros for people's shows. There's a lot that you can do to generate your revenue. And some of them you might have to go to places like Fiverr to get started or things like that till you get your own name. Or hopefully in the future, ToxicHustle can actually, help offload some of your skill sets. I know that's what I'm trying to do for me because I can do graphics and all this other stuff. Come January, I'll be able to offer services through the site. And that's kind of why I'm building so much. So that I can have, not only can I do that for myself, but then other people can take advantage of what I'm doing and do the same thing. And hopefully, as I get more clients, that's an outlet for what needs to be done. Like I'm getting literal clients. I've been getting them for venture capital, all that. And I've been having to do all the work myself. What I'm building is a way for it to be offloaded by having a project management system. Media. That's why it's a media management system. And this way we can handle the creation of media for corporations and then the broadcasting of it for their social media, their social networks, and in the future to the metaverse. So just think about that for yourselves and think about, there's a lot of clients that have that may not even have a website, may not know how to get a website up, may not want to spend time on that, may not know how to get a domain, may not. These are the skill sets that you can be paid for, and then once you're paid, you upload. You send that over to your trading account. You put a robot on that, and you trade something solid. All right, y'all be safe. I'm out of here. Peace out.